So this is Greta Thunberg. Now this is just a artist's depiction of her because YouTube doesn't allow you to show kids and she's 16 years old. So I can't actually show her to you. So hopefully this drawing will suffice. But here she is at the Climate Action Summit 2019 giving her now famous speech where she's talking about climate change, and it's become a big deal. Once again, I had to censor her out because she's underage, but you can imagine that she's here. Now, my opinions of her is good for her. She's 16 years old and she cares about something this much. When I was 16 years old, all I cared about was getting better at Donkey Konga. But this isn't what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is I came across this conspiracy theory online talking about how, I guess, climate change deniers are trying to discredit her by saying that she is actually some Australian actress named Estelle Renee who was hired to act out that entire speech, and she's supposed to portray this crying teenager, again, just to discredit all the work she's doing. Now, anyone who knows me on this channel knows that I don't mess around with fake conspiracies. I don't put up with this made-up BS. I think it's stupid. However, I do think that I've come across a more realistic conspiracy. Now, first of all, she's Swedish, and everyone knows you can't really trust the Swedes. But aside from that, I'm looking into her information, and I come across on Wikipedia her full name, which apparently is Greta Tintin Eleonora Ernman Thunberg. And I thought, Tintin? That can't actually be her middle name, but you can look it up. That's actually what her middle name is, Tintin. And then I came to the conclusion, could Greta Thunberg actually be Tintin, as in the famous cartoon character? And then I realized, wait a minute, you know who else kind of looks like Tintin? Me. So wait, am I Greta Thunberg? No, that's stupid. This is stupid. Greta is Tintin. That's what we're looking into here. So before I started getting into all the details, I contacted Netflix at their head office to see if they wanted to make a film documentary of me uncovering this whole Greta is Tintin conspiracy. And I haven't heard back from them yet, so I'm going to go ahead and just do it myself. So first of all, Greta Thunberg's grandfather is a man named Olaf Thunberg, who is also a famous actor and director. Now, it just so happens that he worked on the movie The Lady and the Tramp from Walt Disney. In that movie, he did the Swedish voices. Now, also in that movie, there is a Scottish Terrier named Jock, and guess who else has one of these little terrier dogs? Tintin. What a coincidence. And on top of that, I come across this article from a couple of years ago about this thing called Tintin Gate. And I guess this famous philosopher said that Tintin all along has actually been a girl. And I thought, well, that's weird. That's what I'm trying to prove. But I guess everybody freaked out about it and got upset about it. So he retracted his statement and was just like, never mind, I was just kidding. Which seemed kind of weird. Like, what does he know? Does he know that Tintin is actually Greta? Who knows? Well, after that, I thought, if I'm going to really prove this thing, I'm going to have to bust out the old calculator and do some proper math that cannot be refuted. So take a look at this. Greta Thunberg was born January 3rd, 2003, making her 16 years old at the time of this video. Now, in the same year, 2003, there was a documentary made about the creator of Tintin and how he created Tintin. And if you take her age, 16, and you subtract 11, the number of reviews on this movie, it gives you 5. So I'm looking into the number 5 and I find this article, the 5 things that you need to know about Greta Thunberg. And one of the things is that she was just 15 when she started her climate strike. And I thought strike as in a bowling strike, meaning when someone's bowling and knocks over all the pins, it's called a strike. And the way that they indicate you've gotten a strike on the page is with an X. Well, who else uses X's to indicate things? Pirates. They use an X to mark on a treasure map where they bury their treasure. And it just so happens that in the Tintin movie from 2008, Tintin's looking for a treasure the whole time. But anyways, back to pirates. I start looking into pirates and I find this image of a child in a pirate costume dated October 31st, Halloween night, 1961. Once again, I had to censor the child out because YouTube doesn't allow you to show children. And I thought, okay, October 31st, 1961, what does that date mean? And it just so happens to be the date that director Peter Jackson was born, Halloween night, 1961. And guess what Peter Jackson helped create? The Tintin movie. So I think it's pretty clear that Greta Thunberg is Tintin in disguise. Why else would that be her middle name? Who names their kid Tintin? On a side note, I thought I would join Greta Thunberg's cause. So I talked to my Patreon supporters who are locked in my basement, and I thought, you know what, maybe they can help make the world a better place. So I dropped down my collection of rusty tin cans for them to sort through so we can recycle them properly. I don't know who down there already has their tetanus shot, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. Anyways, I hope I've opened your eyes to this shocking conspiracy. If you want to join the Patreons in the basement, there's a link in the description. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.